Well, hello, church. It's Pastor Jeremy coming to you from the parsonage with another daily devotion. Today, we're going to continue our tour of the great protest stories of the Bible as we hear the story of a young woman named Esther. Now, the story of Esther is one of the most dramatic and entertaining stories in all of the Bible. If you've got a little time today, you could sit down and read through the whole book. It should only take you about a half an hour. Esther is an ordinary but beautiful Jewish girl whose life takes an unexpected turn when she catches the eye of the king of Persia, the most powerful ruler in all the world. The king takes her as his wife, and she is transported from her ordinary existence to a life of banquets and feasting and soft cushions in large palaces. When she gets married, Esther keeps her Jewish heritage a secret, even from her husband. She knows that many government officials and maybe even the king himself have strong prejudices against the Jews. Esther can't avoid getting caught up in palace intrigue, however, when she discovers a plot by a powerful official to kill all of the Jews in the land. Esther's friends and family help her understand that she is the only person in all the land who is in a position to stop this plot. But Esther knows that doing so will come at no small personal risk. Finally, after much prayer and fasting, Esther chooses to become vulnerable. She reveals her identity, she exposes the plot, and she turns the tables on the plotters. The story of Esther has a powerful message for people like me, a tall, white, cisgendered, heterosexual, white American Christian pastor. All those adjectives I just used come with a certain amount of privilege. As a man, I know that my voice will be taken seriously when meetings are happening and decisions are being made. As a white man, I know that a traffic stop is likely to end with a slap on the wrist, not handcuffs or violence. As a pastor, I'm used to people asking what I think and handing me a microphone. The story of Esther reminds us that sometimes the tipping point, the moment when change finally occurs, happens when people of privilege join the protest. It's especially sobering to notice that Esther needs to be talked into using her voice. And the issues that she addresses are brought to her attention by people who are in a far more vulnerable position than she is. Before we can use our privilege in a way that accomplishes justice, first, we need to listen to the voices of those whose lives are most at risk. Right now, that could mean everything from listening to speakers at protest rallies to watching videos on YouTube explaining what white privilege is and how racism works. We've all got a lot of work to do. We've all got a lot of listening to do, and eventually, maybe, our voices will make a difference. Would you pray with me? God of the vulnerable, you have called us for such a time as this. Give us humility that we might hear, and courage that we might speak. Through Christ who flipped the tables. Amen. Well, thank you for spending some time with us today. You can find a new devotion here each day right at noon. Until we meet again, keep washing your hands, stay at home as much as possible, and do not be afraid.